30 years ago to the minute, arguably the worst natural disaster to hit the area was ongoing. We are talking about the deadly flash flooding of 1985, known to some as the Election Day floods.
Now, some of our archival footage showing here on the screen behind us. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jonathan Kegas now joins us live. He's going to take us back in time to one of the most traumatic days in this area's history. Jonathan.
Guys, days and days of rain preceded the torrential rains of November 4th of 1985. This set the stage for what would turn out to be one of the most memorable and tragic days in the Roanoke Valley's history.
Good Lord got us off. He got us off there.
30 years have passed.
Rain was coming down so heavy.
But the memories of the worst flood in Roanoke's history are still vivid to those who lived through it.
It wasn't going to be long until things, really rose. Water was going to get out of control.
But no one could have imagined the devastation that would occur by the time the last drop fell.
It's like somebody pouring buckets of water out. And I knew that we couldn't last very long.
Tommy Firebaugh was at work as he frantically watched the waters rise. After he and his co-workers were told to evacuate, Firebaugh made his way to the back alley, walking on rails to keep himself out of the water. Finally, he made his way to his car that for the moment was untouched by the rising floodwaters.
And at that moment, I'm thinking, hey, something's going to happen downtown, and it'd be an opportunity to photograph it.
After going home and getting his chest waders and camera, he ventured downtown, first stopping at the Mill Mountain Overlook.
It was an eerie sound because it was dead silence with the exception of a helicopter rescuing people.
At the marketplace inside the iconic Roanoke Wiener stand, another dramatic scene was unfolding. Firebaugh's pictures fill the stand today, documenting those chilling moments.
And I noticed there was a piece of wood that was hung in their door. They had swinging open doors, and I tried to remove that and help them out, and when I did, water just rushed in.
Firebaugh and the workers at the stand rushed into the back room and climbed on countertops as they waited for the waters to recede.
It's Walnut Street with, that's Grand Piano.
A lot of the photos you'll see of the catastrophic floods of '85 came from Firebaugh's camera. For those that lived through it, like Jay Michael and Eric Thomas.
It's always there. It's always there when I hear a helicopter come in. Wherever I'm at, it's there.
Pictures aren't needed to relive that horror. Tinker Creek right now is just a step above a trickle, but 30 years ago when Roanoke City police officer Jay Michael came up on it, it was an out-of-control raging river.
The rain was relentless. It just continued on.
Officer Michael went to Orange Avenue with the intent of diverting traffic away from town, but he found the creek was already coming up and over the bridge.
Vehicles were attempting to turn around and go back east on Orange Avenue, and at that time, I observed the flooding carrying debris and so forth across the way to E.J. Thomas's store.
That's when Officer Michael noticed Eric Thomas, Thomas's father, and others who had been working in the store, now a Little Caesars, climbing onto the roof for safety.
There's a big drink box in the back, and it's supported. I said, maybe we ought to go over here. It'd be safer, stronger. And Dad said, no, we're staying right here. And 2 minutes after I said that, that end of the building broke off and went down in the water. So Dad was right again.
I was trying to stress the importance of getting somebody in here, otherwise they were going to perish.
Crossing the street to try and rescue them was impossible. A helicopter was the only way. Finally, one came.
Helicopter got back, and with God's help, we all got on there and got off. About 90 seconds later, the rest of the building caved in.
When it rains hard enough, for these survivors, the memories of that deadly day come roaring back. The heavy rains of just this past September hit close to home.
When we had all of that rain, certainly that brought back memories of the flood. Thank God it didn't materialize, but yeah, it brings back memories.
I was thinking, man, thank goodness it went to the east because we were primed and ready.
Even with all of the bad that came in the flood of '85, there was some good. Jay and Eric knew one another before that day, but November 4th solidified a lifelong bond between the two.
For sure, Jay, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
Since 1985, the city of Roanoke has constructed a flood reduction project. Roanoke City engineer Phil Shermer told me that the project performed well with our last run of heavy rain back in September, but cautions the project can't hold a flood like the one that occurred back in November of 1985.